Good afternoon, and welcome to RockTruth Cafe Live. We are your hosts, well, technically Doc Ock is your host, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth, or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before your very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inerrant, and the final authority for all. Rock Truth is founded on He who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. Rock Truth Cafe Live is a cross-cultural response to the economic climate and social crises of today, okay? Rock Truth Cafe Live is designed to serve the physical need of fallen man while serving the spiritual need he didn't know he had that impacts, affects, and infects generationally. Rock Truth Cafe Live seeks to inspire, highlight, enlighten, upcoming and established local and international kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness. It is indeed a kingdom renaissance. Let me bring in our host, our rock chef, Doc Ock.
Today.
Hey, boy.
Hey. So
Hi.
today we are doing a sauteed salad. So, when I tell people I love my cooked salad, they'll be like, well, what is that? What's a cooked salad? Like, you make a salad and you cook it. Like, it's really that simple. And when I first did it, I realized that it tastes like there's meat. And I think originally I was putting like boiled eggs and stuff in it. But I mean, you can do with it whatever you want. Like, it's not, a requirement that you have to have meat on all your salads, because for the most part, the dark green leafies that I'll be using have a lot of protein in them. And then also some protein content. But as far as like, if you want to add more protein to it, because I know especially with men, they tend to have higher protein requirements, you can add you some meat, like 3 or 4 ounces of like some fish, chicken, or turkey or something to it, and you can, boost it to fit with your personal nutrition goals. And
Yeah.
so we'll get into it, because I got a lot of ingredients here, and I was considering doing the prep beforehand, but I want y'all to see like how like easy this is, because they be like, oh, I don't have time to do all of that, or work with raw produce. People avoid getting the raw produce because they don't want to process it themselves, but you save a lot of grief on the back end when you do your own processing. Because first of all,
you save money on the back end.
Exactly. Like, it's a lot of this stuff, if you get it pre-chopped or all of that stuff, a lot of times you'll end up spending anywhere from a couple cents to almost $2 more than if you just bought it whole, like out of the produce bins and chopped it up yourself. So
Absolutely. I totally agree. Like just as you're, making your preparations, I had the opportunity to, act upon my own personal convictions. And so coming out of, 7 days of fasting, no food, part of our RockTruth 21 fast, I fast 21, girl, child, whatever the name is. However, I just learned a lot. And so this new beginning, this day 8 for me, I'm going to make healthier choices, intentionally healthier, lawful choices, because I'm totally understanding the functioning of my body. And so you cannot keep putting garbage or things that seem to be proper, however, no intent. There's no intent behind it. It's not for the purpose of making sure that things are running properly and smooth and making sure nutrients are all of this stuff. Like it's with intent, and that's what I learned on the fast. So I had the opportunity to kind of act upon my own principles. And girl, look at you, girl, look at you. And so I gotta get that knife. Like, look at that. Let's scrape.
I think we got this from the dollar store.
So it's like a potato scraper. I don't know how
the
to
potato
do that.
peeler.
Okay, I'm an old school with a knife. But see, you got that thing going. I ain't never seen nobody do it like that.
Well, because I usually do it with a knife as well, but the peeler makes it where you cut off less of the potato. Because really, you don't have to peel potatoes because the skin has a lot of nutrients in it itself. But it also takes longer to cook it. So
right, I heard that's what I heard.
Yeah, but not all the time.
I actually had the opportunity to, and do what you told me to do. Like when you go grocery shopping, do not go into the center aisles. Now, the only reason I went into the center aisles was to get like olive oil.
Yeah, the oils and the sauces tend to be in the middle aisles, and that's on the seasonings. That's usually what I go in there for.
That's another one.
And I ended up getting these tortilla shells because I'm gonna be doing me some veggie quesadillas and stuff because I got me some Gouda cheese. So I got this from just a little local market, and usually you can get like the different and this is tomato basil. So I was like, oh, okay, because I mean, like they're made of flour, but I like having the little extra stuff in it, so I get I can feel better about the flour I am taking in.
Right.
He's talking about Doc Shine. Yeah, you see my little, I got my little head tee. Hold on.
I see you, boo. I see you. Yes, girl. What? Yes, queen it. I love that, child. I'm telling you. Yes, I'm just looking at like all the stuff you chopping up and stuff, and like again, had the opportunity to act upon those convictions. I ain't finished my sentence. I'm sorry. Yes, so I went to the grocery store. I spent more time in the fruit and vegetable produce section than I ever have in my life.
Exactly, and then you realize it's on the counter.
Yeah, I spent so much time that I realized that I was taking too long, and I'm like, I'm about to be in this store forever. But I was never
and it'll get that where
I was done.
It'll get there quick.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Once you make it through the whole produce section, you realize you've done all of the grocery shopping that you would normally do in the aisles. And then you get more creative because it's like, oh, I can use this in this dish and that dish. Oh, I can make this into a soup, and I can put this on top of my, on top of my rice. Like, you get so much more out of what you get when you're getting the stuff not already processed, because like they process it for whatever it's for. Like the sauces, like you can only do so much with a sauce, but if you get the stuff that goes in the sauce, you can make a sauce, you can make a side, you can put it on top of something, you can make a stew, a soup, whatever. So it makes a big difference as to your starting product.
It does, and you're not playing it. Like in the store, as I'm going to the store, hey, Foot, I'm thinking about all the creative things that I can do, different ways that I can, I had to go get freezer bags because I started to like chop up all the stuff, the meat that I did have, and I put them in freezer bags and stuff so that I can, eat them proportionally. I love my son was like, what about chicken nuggets? And I'm like, hello, chicken filet.
Okay, get you some chicken breast and cut it up And you're not
Girl,
eating
and that's
mystery
what
meat,
make you,
man.
girl, listen to me. I'm talking about real, lawful, healthy eating. And I'm not planning this with intent. So I went to the grocery store, got all that. I ended up getting my juicer. I told myself, we
I
ain't
saw
doing
the
fruit punch
juicer too. I was
anymore.
like, oh, she not playing around now.
Listen, we're not doing fruit punch. We're not doing Hawaiian punch over here. We're gonna make our own. Why not? I made the cranberry juice. He tasted it for the first time today. He actually liked it. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make your own everything. I mean, thank you,
Yep.
Will, for tuning in. Yeah, I'm loving the setup a little bit. And no, I'm not cooking today. I actually cooked my veggie soup yesterday. It was a garden vegetable soup. I'm coming off of a fast. So I do have all of my products here because I'm gonna make my salad eventually. I'm gonna add, corn, and I get to add string beans, and I get to add carrots, and then again, like bundling these are like snacks now. So not only can I put this in my
Exactly.
I can have a snack, a healthy snack with, this is with ranch and some celery. I got my lettuce and stuff, well, my different types of lettuce. It's a super blend, so it has like the spinach, bok choy. What else is in this? Kale, all of that. Walmart. And then I have my different, toppings over here and stuff. But I'm not making mine today because I don't want to waste the food that I have. So I have to first, I'm sorry, not just waste the food, but also I'm coming off of a fast. So I can't jump right back into just eating anything. So I'm starting with my
Right.
and broth and the broth, girl, child. I feel like I never like, and it ain't even nothing in it but the veggies and the
Vegetables,
chicken stock.
exactly. Yep. And that's another thing, like, they have those little, like the little chicken powder seasonings or the bouillon cubes and stuff. That can transform a whole vegetable dish, like, over, like,
Yeah.
in seconds. But you don't even have to mix a whole lot of water in, like, if you're doing, like, a drier dish that's not, like, a soup or
Uh-huh.
something. You can take, like, a fourth of a cup or a half a cup of water, mix your bouillon in with it, and then add it to your pan of vegetables, and it'll taste like
Right.
there's meat in it. It gives it
Ooh.
a much fuller and way more savory flavor. Now, these are sweet
Sweet.
onions that I'm using, and I suggest
Okay.
using the sweet onions because they're sweet, and and so it doesn't have as much of like that kind of that strong onion flavor,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
but you get all the benefits of onions because like people think
Yeah.
like onions is just for a seasoning, but it does a lot like how garlic is. Garlic is great as a seasoning, but it also helps regulate your blood pressure and your
Mm-hmm.
your heart health. So it's super
Oh yeah.
important to season. And then that's another thing. Like, yeah, the powdered stuff is fine. It's you're still getting the benefits, but trust me, the flavor is it's a whole different ball game when you use fresh.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why
And that
I'm
was the
going
only
through
thing
this
I
trouble.
forgot the garlic. I had forgot the garlic, so I had to use my garlic powder here. But I was
Hmm.
just saying the same thing. Like if you're using all of the real ingredients, you're getting those flavors. You don't even need the powder in the sense. But the powder is there, of
Exactly.
course, because like any and everybody, you run out of stuff. Like,
Exactly.
and so
It's a
yeah,
decent substitute in a pinch, and
yeah,
it you don't have to worry about it going bad. So
yes,
that's always a plus. And then
yes, absolutely.
usually like with the onions and stuff, like all of this stuff, I really just bought this, but I process my vegetables like almost immediately. The only ones I hold off
Mm.
on are my greens is because like sometimes I do want like a cold fresh salad. And so while the greens and stuff are fresh, I'll have my cold fresh salad and then as they start to age and like kind of try and start wilting before they get like nasty, I chop them up and I put them in separate, I put them in little bags and then I freeze it. And then that's usually when I come to the cooked salad. So I still have fresh greens because they've been frozen, but
Mm-hmm.
I can still have my salad because it's cooked. And once you freeze greens, that you can't get them back to their their regular, um, whatever once you thaw them. So you kind of have to cook them. So that's just with that. And so yeah, I usually cross cut the onion because it just makes it easier to get the little cubes out of it. And so I'm going to be cooking the sweet potato first because it's going to take a long time to cook down soft enough.
Yeah.
And so we just, and even sometimes with sweet potatoes, I'll pre-process them and I'll cut them into like slices like this, and I'll have some sliced up, and I'll have some that's cubed, and then I can use them
Right.
for whatever. Because a lot of times I'll make like a savory sauce for the sweet potatoes, and I'll make a sweet one where I add a little bit of sugar and honey um,
Mm-hmm.
in my vanilla extract and stuff like that. And the other one I put like a little bit of Worcestershire and seasoned salt and
Oh,
like
good
the
job.
garlic and
Good.
onion in it.
Oh,
And
honey.
so,
Girl, let me get in on that.
and then the
What?
smaller you cut the sweet potatoes, the faster they'll cook. So I usually try and large dice them. Like I don't really want like
Uh-huh.
tiny stuff because they are potatoes. Like they don't really hide in dishes. So you don't want to cut them too small, but just small enough so that they cook fast
Ooh,
enough,
child. Ooh,
and that when they get soft, you can have you can have some potato in every bite, and that adds body to your salad.
ooh, girl. That looks really, really good. Like that was one thing I was kind of like, and you know what I should have did? Just did it.
The
I should
colors.
have. I wanted to add the sweet potato to the soup, and I'm just like, okay, let's not just jump out there and go crazy.
No, but I
However,
do it though. But that will make it
I should
thicker
have
too.
did it. That's okay.
Mhm.
That's okay. And I ended up adding less potatoes than I normally would. Like normally, I probably would have filled that thing up because I just love potatoes. But I'm just like,
Mhm.
again, this is about intent. You don't have to have all that. You can have a little bit of that stuff. So I only did like two potatoes in it and chopped
Yeah.
them up. And like the rest is like, oh my god, I did corn off the cob, fresh cut off the cob corn. Fresh cut string beans, like nothing from the can, nothing from the frozen section, guys.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
done.
go.
I'm done
And
with that.
actually, canned vegetables they tend to have like less of the stuff, like less of the nutrients
Mhm.
and stuff because of the canning process. So I would suggest, especially like if you're eating for health and not like just say you ate some vegetables, frozen vegetables are
Mhm.
a better option because it's essentially like buying fresh vegetables and then freezing them. So if you have to opt for some that's already processed in some kind of way, get the frozen.
Oh yeah, look at that girl. Look at them little diced and sliced. Woo, child, that look good.
Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and then
Mm.
okay, so
Girl, yeah, that
I
look
can bring
good,
y'all
girl.
over here real quick to see the pan, so y'all can see what I'm
Yes.
doing to the sweet potatoes. And then like the sweet potatoes is basically I season the sweet potatoes like they're meat. So I get all of
I
like
give it
my
up for me.
real thick and savory seasonings. I put all that stuff in the pan with the sweet potatoes because, like I said, they cook longer,
Uh,
so they have more of a chance to soak up the flavors. And
uh-huh. I'm just ready for this thing to sizzle, girl. Come on.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm just heating the grease, but then eventually I'll be adding a little bit of water to it and covering it with a lid to help them soften fast.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Come on in with it. Come on in with it. Come on in with it.
She's back.
Girl, I don't know about anybody else.
I
I'm
can't pick
waiting.
you up right now, booty.
Foot. We see Foot on the other camera. Hey, Foot. She like, I ain't trying to hit it. I
Right.
ain't
She
trying
want to
to
see
hit it.
too.
Hey, Foot. You should tune in on YouTube, Foot. Like, come on now. Turn off Coco Melon. Go on, turn off
Hmm.
Coco Melon and put on Rock Truth. Shoot.
Oh, I think so.
Hey,
Thank
Foot.
you too. I'm gonna get the potatoes on, and then I have to change her diaper.
Okay. I mean, I
but
totally understand.
but I can still talk. I'm pretty sure y'all can still hear me, so I'll still be talking about the shopping experience because Aldi
Yeah.
has like some of like the best deals on produce, like especially if you can catch it fresh. I went there and I almost screamed like I was a
Woo,
fan or
here we go,
something.
girl. Here we
As
go. Here
soon
we
as
go.
soon as I walked in the door, I had
Foot cam.
I saw the avocados. Guess how much the avocados was on sale for?
How much, girl?
39 cents.
You know what? Because Walmart it was 60 something. And I'm like, I don't even think that's that cheap.
No,
39
and for the longest we kept finding them for like $1 and some change. And I'm just like, when did avocados get this expensive?
They were, yeah.
39 cents. I was
Shut
like,
your
oh,
mouth.
y'all
And I
cutting
ended up
up.
getting avocado too yesterday because I told my daughter she loved guacamole. And I'm like, honey, let me tell you something. First of all, I make the best guacamole ever. Okay. I even had my Spanish teacher. We had to do like a show and tell in Spanish class. And my Spanish teacher, girl, while I'm giving my presentation, girl, tear my guacamole up. I'm like, girl, okay, I need to be in somebody's Rio Dero. But yes, we're gonna make our own guac
And
and chips.
then this right here,
Right
I
there.
actually got this from a different grocery store because Aldi they don't really have like specialty stuff like this, but this is
Mm-hmm.
College Inn. I don't know if they have another brand of it, but this is a beef and caramelized onion base. So like you can use this for like stews, soups, sauces, gravies, all of that. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this to add like that savory flavor. So basically with my potatoes, I do everything that I need to get the most savory flavor on it
Oh
because like
yeah.
I said, this is gonna act as my meat. So this that's what I'm putting in there. One little
It's like, okay, I
worm.
see that. I see you. Shout out Laura Tahi. I think it says a woman that baths fresh is wife material. I know that's right. I'm trying to tell you, King. What Will got to say? He says a woman that can cook and hold a baby is next level. You better, it's my baby.
I
And
know
listen to
for
what
real,
I
and
say.
I'm still
If you
holding her
hear
because she
her
will come and
say,
find me.
she gonna put them potatoes on and she gonna go change this diaper and she ain't gonna skip a beat because she gonna still talk about shopping experience. This is real. This real life. When I say we still got children, man. We still got people
Yeah,
that we care about. We still got stuff to do. We got business to handle. So at the end of the day, yo, like this is what we do. And at the end of the day, it stops nothing. You can have a baby, you can have a life, you can have a family, and you can still handle your business. Gone, what was that? That was that urban stuff that you
yep,
showed me earlier.
The McCormick seasoning. And you know what? I've been
Look at what
seeing
you.
that Flavor Guide seasoning everywhere,
Whoa.
and I've been hearing nothing but good stuff about it. So I'm looking to try a couple of the seasonings because they use all natural ingredients, no preservatives, and
Uh-huh.
all of that. So I wanna ride the wave and see what's going on because like I said, I've heard
Woo,
nothing
yeah.
but good stuff about them, and so that
Yes.
is. And then I'm gonna
I mean,
add these
why she have
onions
one
in with
hand?
it.
Can we be clear about the fact that she just did a one-hander? Like y'all be going crazy when y'all watching basketball and they do the alley oops and they be like, "Oh, hello!" She just one-handed that thing. Did you see her skipping that skillet? And then she went in and put it back on. Boom, still baby in arm foot. You know what it be. And then she sprinkled in a little bit more of that seasoning. Nice than it all, child. Listen, I'm telling you, no excuses. You have no excuses, woman. You have no excuse, queen. Get it.
I actually used to
Get
have to work out holding her because I was still breastfeeding, and so
uh-huh.
I'm doing my workouts, and then here she come crawling up like I'm
Hungry.
hungry, so I'm like literally breastfeeding, doing V-sits, holding her or
Hey.
doing squats or something. Like I wasn't intending on holding 20 pounds while I was doing these squats, but that's how that ended up going down. And so I was actually ended up getting more out of my workouts because I got the extra weight. So this is just another fourth cup of water. I'm going to turn the heat down and put the lid on it and let it simmer so that I can get my potatoes nice and soft and my sweet onions going. So make sure I ain't accidentally turn. Okay, it's on simmer.
Yes.
Okay, and then we're gonna get her changed.
Okay, I'm gonna switch out your audio feed. No worries, queen. I'll
But
mute your
yeah,
audio. Oh, you good. I can hear you.
uh-huh. But
Yeah.
so originally when I first started shopping, I would go in the produce section, and I like at this point I had gotten tired of eating, the same thing. I knew the same three vegetables: my
Come
green
on, sis.
beans, broccoli, and what else was it? Probably
I'm
like
over it.
spinach or something like that. But I was tired of the same two vegetables. Like they're vegetables, yeah, they were still healthy, but you want some variety in your life. So what I would do is I would go to the produce section and I would pull out my
Mm-hmm.
phone and I would just start looking at stuff that looked interesting or like oh I heard good things about this one. This I heard this was healthy, but I had no idea how to cook it. So I would look up the health benefits of it and then I would look up recipes. And I'm like, oh, this is easy. I can do this. Oh, that's nothing. So I would grab, me some new produce and I would try the recipes. And then I started putting my own spins on them and adding my own seasonings and stuff because I know how I like stuff to taste. So I
Right.
just kind of played around with it until I found, a nice little spot. And then I also would get Blue Apron. So they're a food delivery service where they send you the recipes and they send you the food and then they, give you the instructions and stuff on how to cook it. And so I started doing that and I was picking up new cooking techniques that way. And so like I was just expanding from, both ends, like, my ingredients and the techniques. And after maybe about like 6 or 7 months of doing that, like I felt like I was a home chef by then. So, I'm making stuff that, I knew I probably wouldn't have never thought of like off the top of my head or even just running across it randomly on, Pinterest or something like that. So between doing those two things, I was able to literally transform, my diet.
Right.
And so I started shopping in season. So in the produce section, the easiest way to get the cheapest produce is to shop for stuff that's in season. So like tropical stuff, you wouldn't shop for that in the wintertime because the price is going to be crazy because it's imported. And
Mm.
because like oranges and stuff and lemons like that stuff tends to be local anyway because we do have a lot of orchards in the U.S. But like
Okay.
other stuff is almost always imported, so it's gonna be expensive regardless of the season. But if you can find the sales, that's the time to get all of those like little specialty fruits and stuff like that. And when I was at
What?
Aldi,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the pot. Go ahead.
when I was at Aldi, oh my goodness. So I'm in the little freezer section, where they had the ice creams and stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
wasn't expecting to find nothing over there. I'm like, oh, this where they got the little, the pre-cooked stuff, the little burger patties and all that stuff. And I was like, oh no, this not it. So I finally get down to the end of the thing, and then they had all the bags of the frozen fruit for the smoothies, and I was like, oh, it's probably drowning in sugar and syrup. And I looked, and it said unsweetened. And I looked at the amount, I think it's like a pound of the fruit. It was only like $6 for a pound of like mixed fruit. I
Oh,
could
you're kidding.
not, I could not believe I don't already frozen. This is
You're kidding. Ooh.
actually it's a pound and a half. So $6 for a pound and a half of fruit. This is just
That's
mango.
that's that's a
And mango,
lie.
I could never figure out how to cut the fresh mango. Like that's
And I
still
have
an
it.
ongoing
I
struggle
bought
for me.
fresh mango. I thought you
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna know how to do it.
no. I still don't know how to cut fresh mango.
I thought you knew. I bought it because I wanted to do a fruit salad. So I'm gonna do a fruit salad later on in the week, and I bought all fresh fruits, and I have an actual
Oh, I gotta try this out.
pineapple. I'm not even playing. You hear me? I want to like chop it up. I've never done it, and I want to learn how to do it, and I'm gonna do it. So I guess that's something we're gonna have to learn together, sis, how to chop up this fruit salad because I'm gonna need that in my life. Uh oh. Did we lose dot cam, sis? Okay. Okay, well, until they get back, I can continue like really talking about my overall experience right now with oh, there she go. Oh, coolness. Yeah, let me bring her back
Yeah, I
while
had to
she's
use my yeah, I had to use my
there you
phone
go.
for my TV remote because
Okay.
the TV is a smart TV and it used to have a tablet to it, but she ate the tablet and the screen got ruined, so we couldn't see what we were actually doing on the tablet. So we have to use our phone, the apps on our phones to control the TV now.
It's all right, sis. I got you. I sure was just gonna, continue to talk
Okay.
about like just the changes because it. Let me tell you something. Yesterday, I think we were online and Will is not feeling well today, but he was sick. He was talking about his allergies. Another friend of mine was
Oh,
talking about their allergies. Normally, I'm in that little circle. Now, last week, that it was sometime last week. I was in the sinus circle. It usually start with my granny and it just trickle on down. Everybody like sinus,
the
sinus, sinus.
sinus circle.
For real, girl, it's real. And then This time, because Will was talking about it, I'm normally in the sinus circle. And I'm like, I have no sinuses. But that's what Dr. Mal said. He said, when you're fasting, a lot of the issues that you have with your body, it goes away because of the food that you're not putting in it that's making it worse.
Yep.
And even with the inflammation and all that stuff, as we were learning, as coach
Exactly.
was developing, you're eating too much cheese or dairy or something that's causing the
Yeah, and
mucus.
too much meat. And
Yeah,
that's why I
meat.
tell people like you gotta
Come
watch
on,
those
sis.
portions. Like it should be this is your portion of meat. If it's bigger than that, you eating too much meat. Because meat
Yeah,
is extremely nutrient dense. Like all the stuff that we can't process and vegetables and stuff, the animals that eat that can. So all of the nutrients that's in the plants that we're not getting when we eat it directly, they get it and it's stored in their meat. So when we
right.
eat them, we're getting all of those nutrients and then some on top of like
Come
all the
on.
complex protein, the fibers that the meat is made of. So your body is going
Yes,
through a lot to process all of that. So the less
thank
you eat,
you.
the actually more benefit that you get. So that's
Yes,
why I try and have like I mix in different, I have vegetarian meals, I have vegan meals. Like I don't really like that's why I don't really proclaim any one thing because it's like really I just listen to my body and I give it what it needs whenever it's
that's
requested.
it.
Because my needs are going to
That's
change
it.
based on the day, my hormones, how I'm feeling, how
Hey,
long I've
sis,
been,
how you
getting enough
talking?
rest, all of that stuff. So
Right.
you just got to listen to it. Like,
Yeah, and tailor it and give it exactly what it needs for that day. Again, this is about intentional. And when you're intentional, you have studied you have
mm-hmm,
mastered. You're looking at women who are mastering themselves. And so instead of me just figuring out, you know what, I just grab something. No, I can't just grab anything. I have prepared something for my body.
exactly.
Understanding like my period is about to come, understanding that this is snack time city. What am I going to do to beat that that sugar
Yeah, and
rate?
you should have more selenium and iron in your diet at that time
See?
to
Come
combat
on,
the
sis.
tired, the tired feelings. And
Listen.
folic acid too. It's really good
Yes.
for PMS.
And then when you mentioned
So this is my
about the meat
zucchini.
that you're eating, the meat that you eating, like she said, the meat, the particular meat that you're eating, what that particular animal ate is tied into what's going into your body. And that's why, like, just again, we talk about it and like no shade to shrimp, no shade to crab legs. I've been there too. But because of what they consume, which is death and feces, now you have consumed an animal that's full of death and feces, and you wonder why you have no life when you're consuming death. Like it's that simple, and you wonder why your body is not going when it's supposed to
But
because
those
you
are
cook.
also the same people that refuse to eat green leafies.
Mhm.
They refuse to eat vegetables or, oh, I don't like
Yep.
this, I don't like
See?
that. And then, their diet doesn't consist of anything that's actually giving them nutrition.
Come
And
on,
so they
sis,
think
and
because they're
teach.
eating that their body is nourished. And it's like, no, you can be overweight and be malnourished. Like nourishment has
Hey,
nothing to do with your weight, your size, or none of that.
sis, if you want
So
to talk, teach,
I
girl.
really try and, drive that home and make that an important point is that, you know, the bulk of what you're putting in your body is going to determine what your body is made of. So
Sis, teach,
like
man.
I'm not
Teach.
saying you gotta 100% like give up stuff if you're not prepared to do that. Then don't like you don't create unnecessary
Mhm.
stress for yourself because that's gonna
That's
cause a
it.
whole
That's the
other
truth.
set of health
That's the
issues and
truth.
things like that. So I'm not saying stress yourself out, but just make better choices more often than not.
That's it. And eventually you'll make
And
the
so the
better choice.
zucchini I'm
Because
dicing
again, like I
down.
said, I've been there too. I was there eating the shrimp. I had to give away I already had the corn, I had the meat, I had everything ready for my crab boil. You got to understand it. But eventually he made me, it just once you get the information, it does take time sometimes to, get it into you. But when he got it into me, like sis, like this the reason why. And I'm like, you know what, for myself, let me go ahead and research it for me and see for myself why. And it's just as clear as day.
Exactly.
It's because of this. And so again, like she said, don't add no extra stress to your life. Like the food I still got processed food in my refrigerator. I ain't throwing that out. I paid for that.
Mhm.
You don't eat that.
Exactly. Like, people want to do, hop on somebody's, diet bandwagon and then go cold
No,
turkey. And it's like,
no,
that's not necessary because
no,
really
it's not necessary.
your metabolism
Mhm.
determines how long that stuff stays in your body anyway.
Come
So
on.
like, yeah, you can stop today and then it'll still be in your system a week later
It's
because
still
your
in your
metabolism
system.
is slow. So
Yeah. So
so you
no,
may as well just go ahead, finish it out. Don't go wasting
finish
money
it
and
out.
stuff. It's
Finish
unnecessarily
it out.
like. But just
Yeah, when I
know that
gave
the
mine
next
to
time
go,
you
I
go
was
to
just
go
over.
to the store, don't buy it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you just it's a transition. So don't stress yourself out. Just take in the information that we're telling you and eventually get there. Like this is day
I know
one
if
for
I can
me
see that.
at
Those
the
are beats
grocery store like
I'm
this.
adding.
I've been around Doc Ock for what, like over 6 months now? About 6 months now? You've been talking this same stuff. Look how long it took me to get
Just
here.
about.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. But at least don't
Here,
don't
so
negate the information as not
I
being
got
true.
beets and
You
zucchini in
know?
it now.
Yes. Yes. Ooh.
Now
Okay, so
I
what we
will
at? What
warn
we at
y'all
now?
about the beets. They taste exactly like dirt. So
I'm sorry.
I diced up some zucchini. I diced up. Can you hear me?
No, you said that
Can you hear me?
you said beets taste like dirt.
Yeah, they taste exactly like dirt.
Oh, exactly like dirt.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
exactly
you.
like dirt. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not
Okay,
none. No,
cool.
it tastes exactly like dirt. It's okay.
Exactly like dirt.
Because when you think about the health benefits of eating beets, you'll get over it. So beets
Okay.
are another one of those like quiet is kept superfoods. So like how
This
ginger
super.
is like amazing and garlic, all the stuff that's like
Yeah, yeah,
being
yeah.
touted as beets is right up there with all of that. So these are my beets, and then I
Okay.
diced up some zucchini, and I'm just gonna add it to the pan with my sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are soft as well, so you just want to check it. You just take a spatula and dig in, and you see how it should mash easily because
Okay.
you don't want it to get in the way while you're trying to beat this out. So all I'm doing now is just cooking down because you see I can just kick it to the side of the pan. So I'm cooking down my zucchini and my beets. And that's also why I added the garlic and the onions to try and kind of cut some of the dirt taste of
Ah,
the beets.
I've
Yeah.
never had
So
beets, so
and that's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
try it.
things. Yeah, and it's okay. Like especially like because it's something new, you're gonna immediately taste the dirt flavor. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
The only time so far that I've eaten beef that I couldn't taste it was when I made like a beet guacamole. So I took some avocado, mashed it up,
Ooh.
and I actually mashed the beets in with it, and so I ended up with this red like paste. And I added some garlic and lime juice to it, and
Mm.
it tasted delicious. You couldn't taste the dirt flavor because the avocado kind of like I guess overpowered it, so it like mellowed out that flavor, and then the onion, not the onion, the garlic really like really cut it, and and the
That look
lime
good.
flavor, really brought it all together. So that was a really good idea on my end, and I think I had it with like an omelet or something, and I dipped my omelet, my little omelet fork in it, and it was
Mm.
delicious, like as a condiment, as a dip, as whatever you want. So these I actually want these to be a little bit firmer. I don't want them to be as soft as the potatoes. So you can actually cook your ingredients to the level of firmness that you want. Because I do like some crisp to my cooked or my sautéed salad. So I'm gonna add just a little bit
Boom.
more olive oil, make sure my stuff's not burning in the pan.
Yes, girl. Go on, toss that thing. Sizzle, sizzle.
And then we're gonna add a little bit of the McCormick to it.
Look at little Dash.
And then
Little
this
Miss
is
Dash.
where,
No, girl.
yeah,
Yes. Look at that.
because it does have salt in it, so you don't want to go crazy, with that one because it is a little salty. And then now I'm adding some basil
Little basil. Uh-huh. You don't get the thing in.
and
Get that.
hmm and oregano. And this is where,
Okay.
like I was saying, you want to season it to where it's gonna taste like food. So the herbs actually help cut the dirt flavor in the beets. I know people,
Uh-huh.
like, why should you say it tastes like dirt? Like, cause I'm honest. I'm just being honest. And
No,
a
tell the
little bit of
truth.
dill.
Please tell me something. Don't lie to me. I want to know going in. I got a cup of dirt.
Exactly. 'Cause I mean, it's not like you're gonna be able to hide it. Like it tastes like dirt. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. Like
Okay, thank you for that.
lying. I ain't got it in me. So
Go and get a little bit. Who you telling, sis? I ain't about that life. Let me go and get a little in on that pan right there. Look at her. Go on, let her. Look at her.
I got my mushrooms ready. So yesterday I had put these mushrooms on my flatbread, so that's why they're already cut up. But
Okay.
otherwise, I would have had to slice these too. So where's my little measuring cup? I'm gonna add
That's
a
what's up.
little
I
bit of
need to
water.
go back to mushrooms. I said I was gonna go back today because I think I'm just gonna get the bigger blender, mine as well, you know. But I really like the little mini one. I
Hmm.
don't think it's necessary, but I think I need to go ahead and get it because these are really investments in RockTruth Cafe. And then
Exactly.
uh the mushrooms. So like you said, like we ended up getting like let me grab my bread. Just like I ended up getting like this flatbread that here we go. It's the flat thins, but it's for sandwiches. However, you don't have to use it for a sandwich. We're gonna use this to it's the
No,
they with olive oil and
you
sea
can make
salt.
your own chips out of that too.
Huh?
Yep, and you could bake it. You
Well,
can
yeah,
you
we're
can
gonna
cut them
I'm
into
gonna
little
use this.
squares, and
What oh
yeah, you can use it for pizza, but you can make chips out of it too. So you cut them
that's what I was
up, and then you cover it in olive oil and whatever seasonings you want to put, and put it in the oven and bake it, and now you have flatbread crisp.
girl, shut up. Girl. No, I ain't
Look
even
at your
using the
face, and then it got
air
stuff on my face. Like,
fryer. Yes, I'm in there. I'm in there for all that. I'm in there for all of that. Do you hear me? Girl, look at that. Look at that. I just
fresh
want y'all to
mango
get
peppers.
yes. Will said your sock game on fleek, sis.
Oh, you see my I got the Rainbow. I told y'all I shop at Rainbow heavily. Because
Hello. Ain't no wrong with that.
I think
Again,
they
you
had them on sale. I got like three packs of 5 or something like that for $5.
uh-huh.
Like I got like 15 pairs of socks for $5. Like I was not passing that little ankle sock. And like with sweet peppers, you can take the seeds out, but it's not super necessary. Like you won't really notice them, and they're not hot like how other pepper seeds are.
Uh-huh.
So I don't usually go through the trouble of trying to be careful about cutting it so I can get all the seeds and stuff out. It's not that deep. So
That looks
I'm
good.
gonna kind of big chop this because I love the way these taste in my salad. So I'm not gonna dice them up and then just add it to my pan. So this is actually gonna be a multi-serving salad. So this is not one serving. This is probably end up gonna be like 2 servings worth of salad actually by the
Mm-hmm.
time we get done. And so I have and at Aldi as well. They had these 20 was a 20 piece, but it's like 10 food prep containers. It's just a long look. Here, I'll show you. Uh,
Okay.
it's right down here. So it's just and drop them all. So here we go. I got it. So it's just a long container. There's no separation in it, and it's got the lid. And what do they have the size? This is zero point 0.9 liters of volume. So, but it holds a nice little amount because I actually put my pita bread and my salad in it from yesterday. I had
Uh-huh.
made for lunch because I was hungry when I went out to the grocery store. So I just picked up something that I could make as soon as I got back home. And so this is, I should put it under here so you can see it. So this is the
Oh, that
flatbread
look
from
good.
yesterday. I topped it with my own stuff. I had some grass fed beef. Now the grass fed beef is more expensive, but it tastes
But it's good.
amazing. Like you can taste the grass that the beef was eating.
It's
Not the
good.
cow that the beef was eating. The beef was eating the grass, not the cow. And
Come
it's
on.
it's so fresh. Like I didn't know meat could taste fresh, and it tastes fresh. It's worth every cent. And
Seriously,
plus, with it being red meat, you shouldn't be eating that much beef anyway. So if you're paying the price for it and you're getting good quality beef, then the few times you do eat it, you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. And
Oh yeah.
plus people,
Oh yeah.
wasting money on mystery meat at McDonald's and stuff like that. You may as well get it
Mystery
grilled. So I
meat.
just put the other half. Right. So I just added a salad to it and made it a whole meal. So when I ate it, basically I had a plate. I had a plate this size. And I had my little piece of pita bread, and the whole rest of the plate was
Mhm.
my salad. And
See?
I didn't feel heavy and sluggish and stuff afterwards. And a lot of times that's like the main issue. Okay, so I'll pull y'all back over here because now we're about to add the greens. So this is basically what we're working with now. This is okay. I'm trying to shift it. Okay, there we go. I keep turning it the wrong way. The camera, it goes opposite. So, so I got my romaine lettuce, and this is actually left over from the salad that I cut up from my pita bread. And because this is a more robust green, meaning that it's more
Uh-huh.
crispier, I add that to it first, and then
Mm-mm.
I got my chopped kale, so that'll be going in next. And so now, and that's another thing, like you don't want to season your greens directly, because, especially if you're using any type of salt seasoning, because the salt gets absorbed into the plant like quickly because of all the water content of it. So you'll end up with extra salty greens. That's why I season the other vegetables that,
Okay.
technically topping the salad.
Oh, that look good, girl.
So now we're going to add our kale, and then this, like you see, I ain't never seen kale this colorful. Like this came from Aldi, y'all. This is Aldi,
Mm.
and I think this was like maybe $3 for this bag, if that. I don't know. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
And it's
I
so
got my
much in it.
receipt
Like
somewhere. I
I said, when
can
I did the
let y'all know.
girl, I know Miss Shannon. Girl, who you telling? This the reason why we got this show when
And
she talking
the
about a
spring
sauteed
mix,
salad. Child, hot romaine lettuce. I
hot
never had
romaine. Yep,
her.
yes, ma'am. And this is actually arugula that I'm putting on here now, and I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
my spinach last.
And
Because
like
the
you
spinach
saying,
will
like
wilt
so much,
very
it's
quickly,
so
and I
much
don't really want
food.
it wilted.
It's so much food in the bags that you're buying. So even though that's maybe a $3 bag, it is a lot of lettuce.
But
When I broke that
it's a whole
down,
lot of meals. Yeah.
yes, I broke it down into my baggies. It is a lot of food, y'all. Like it, dude, you have enough. Like we wasting money. We just throwing it away. And that's what I love about God. God is called
Exactly.
order.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is my spinach. I'm actually going to end up slicing it a little bit because it's got these stems on it. I'm not taking the stems off. So I'm just going to like beat in there. I'm going to slice it a little
Yeah.
bit. And it
I
don't have
want
to be
it
like nothing
all.
fancy or any of that. Just just get cut. Like, people try to make stuff look real pretty, and I don't usually care about how it turns out. It ends up looking pretty because it's so colorful. Like especially like your vegetables, your sides, your salads, they should be colorful because there's different nutrients in the coloring. So
Okay.
you're getting different phytonutrients, which are basically plant nutrients. You're getting different like beta carotene is found, in mostly orange type plants like carrots. These little orange peppers, like the coloring is very specific to the types of nutrients you're getting in that food. So I'm actually turning the heat off now because all the stuff I have in there is already hot. And like I said, the greens, they don't take much heat to wilt up, and I don't want
Right.
my greens, all soggy. And so this is done.
Woo!
And I got my little cherry tomatoes over here. I'm gonna slice them in half and garnish my salad with it. I got some green olives as well. And you'd be surprised at like the different nutrients that come in like different stuff. Like even like there's slightly different stuff based on, small tomatoes like these versus like the larger tomatoes. Like yeah, they have similar stuff because they're still tomatoes, but just the way that it's grown and all that stuff. Like so, and the GMO thing always makes me laugh because I actually I took genetics in college, and basically what they do with the GMOs is that they insert different plant DNA into different plants. So like in a tomato, you could end up with a spinach gene that actually deters certain bugs from the crop, or that makes it non-susceptible to like a rust, or well, rust doesn't grow on the greens. That's on tomatoes. Rust mutts and mold and stuff that grows on different plants based on their species and stuff that's specific to that type of plant that will only grow on it. So another plant would have something that would deter it from growing. And so what they do is they splice those genes into the plant, and it doesn't affect the plant like overall, like the nutrition or what it looks like. But on a cellular level, it makes it not susceptible to stuff that would diminish the crop yield or make it hard to grow. And so I got my plate now, and technically we've been genetically modifying plants since we started domesticating them, because none of the plants we eat are wild. They've all been farmed, so they don't have any of
Right.
their natural wild characteristics,
Right.
or nutrients and stuff like that. It just takes much longer to do it that way than if you go in, with some scientific stuff. So that's the main difference. Um,
Oh, girl, look at that. Somebody
I
come
think
look
this
at
is.
this.
And so it's colorful, and that's what I like most about it. And then I'm gonna throw
Girl,
my
that looks so good.
little tomatoes around it, and then I'm gonna put me my olives. And then like when you cook it like this, guess what you don't need now? Salad
What,
dressing.
girl?
So you
You
saved
show?
yourself
Come
probably
on,
like
sis.
a couple hundred calories. Because most people
Come
can
on,
put
sis.
way more than the serving size. Like a serving size of salad dressing is like 2 tablespoons, and that tends to have like 100+ calories in it, depending on the flavor. So I'll
Come
even
on,
read
sis.
something off this bottle right here. Where's my salad dressing? So
Child, we
this
got
is
another one. Definitely
this is
going.
some
This is
standard
definitely
stuff.
going on the RockTruth Cafe menu. King, what's that, sis? Oh, look at that. 130 calories
This is salad dressing per serving, and a serving
per
size
serving.
is 2 tablespoons. That's a lot of
Girl,
calories in 2 tablespoons of
and
anything. You
two
know what? A,
tablespoons.
a shake that I make, one of my Herbalife shakes, only has 100 calories in it, and that's a full meal. So
It's a
that should
full
tell you about, your salad dressing. Yeah. So
meal.
your condiments should not have more calories than your meal. So so if you can, you can make
It
your
should not.
own salad dressing. So I got this at Aldi. They have balsamic vinegar. They have a white vinegar as well. And you can just put that directly onto your salad, like, and that's salad dressing. Or you can mix this with a couple tablespoons of olive oil and some herbs and spices. That's salad dressing, like, and it's way
Wow.
healthier. You can add some lemon juice to it, and all of that stuff. Like, you can get real fancy with your own salad dressings. If you want it sweet, add some honey. Um, and that's basically what they do for the French dressing. And then they have like the other stuff in there that makes it unhealthy, like the what else do they usually put in there? Usually it's like syrups that they put in there. But
Girl, nobody told
that's
me.
my salad.
Girl, shut up. Well, definitely. Man, this looks amazing. Lord Ty. Yeah, no, I'm not cooking this week. We're really gonna feature what's on Doc Ock's plate going forward because we had like a few of the sound issues. We had a few of the sound issues going on last week. So as you can see, that's been resolved when we just have the one screen. But another reason why I'm not cooking this week is because, of course, I'm coming off of not eating. So oh, look at that girl. I have soup that I already cooked yesterday. I prepared for today in order to come off of my fast. And then the salad, I don't want to waste food. So I have the stuff. I'm going to make this and I'll post my dish sometime this week. Look at that. Oh, that's what we got a lady coming on, the kombucha. That's what the lady was talking about. She does the tea with the oh.
Yeah, I got it at Aldi.
What you doing with that? What you doing with that?
Drinking it. Drink this with my salad. This kombucha,
Oh,
it has
okay.
health. It's it's a probiotic, so it's got the stuff in it for your gut bacteria and your digestion, and
Yep, that's what she
have
was
you
talking about too. And
feeling
she has
good,
a
feeling
cafe out
great.
in Denver. Shout out to Miss Anna and the Kubacha. And we're gonna pretty much partner with her once we open and get like our tea supply because we want to do the kombucha tea. And she was pretty much saying the same thing about it. So yeah, I don't know. Were you there for the meeting when we met with Miss Anna about the Kubacha?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I
Yep.
tried to get her website, but I think the link was broken.
Yeah, I think she had closed the store down or whatever, but then she was still selling the
Yeah, because
actual.
it was still
Yeah.
early on in the COVID quarantines and stuff.
Yeah, I know she's gonna be a guest, an upcoming guest coming. So that's pretty cool. So we'll definitely be, talking to her then. But I mean, we got 3 minutes, sis. You got any final remarks? I mean, you have done that. That salad looks
Oh, and
freaking
it tastes good. This is
we
from
do.
Aldi.
Show me
This
that
stuff
thing. Show
is,
me
and it
the
tastes good. Yeah, it
Show me
tastes
one more
good.
time. Let me see it. Show us
It's
everybody.
the flavor is pink lady apple,
Pink
and
lady.
it tastes good. I think it's the apple juice that they added,
All
and
right,
then
boom. I'm
that's
getting
my
that pink lady
salad,
apple.
and it's
That looks freaking amazing. We got to make the salad. The next time we do salad, we got to actually make the salad dressing. I want to be able to do that live. That looks so good. And
mm-hmm,
then, Lord Ty, I made a vegetable garden soup, and it's all fresh veggies. I got the recipe off of the Food Network, just all fresh veggies. And I mean, it is amazing. Like the smell, the taste of it, especially coming off of this fast, not eating anything. Everything tastes amazing, yo. You don't even need all
yep.
that extra nothing.
And
Nothing.
you can taste all the vegetables and
Yes.
seasonings
Oh God.
individually.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And that's the beauty of it. Like I get to taste fresh. I was eating on the broth a little bit to, get the season, the taste that I wanted. And I can't wait. All these
And guess
slap.
what doesn't taste like dirt? The beets in it. Because of the way I seasoned it. Like, and you can taste the
Uh-huh.
sweetness of the sweet potatoes, and then the cherry tomatoes that I have cut up. They're very fresh,
Mhm.
and they add like a crisp texture to it. Sometimes I'll add like some dried cranberries on top. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm glad I even
Child.
thought about that. Oh, and then this
Can you
trail
do?
mix. So
Can
I
you
got
for
this from
me?
Aldi too, and I put this on top of
Dang.
my salad. The dried bananas and everything. It's got
For
dried
real?
pineapple, banana chips, papaya, golden raisins, and coconut. And I put this on
Girl,
my
you
salad
doing
too,
that?
and it has um, a fourth of a cup serving actually has because this is your healthy sugars because of the fruit, and
Right.
like the stuff that they mention in the nutrition label doesn't even like scratch the surface of the nutrients that you're actually getting from the fruits. Like they usually only list like the basic stuff that people are usually looking for, but this
Mm-hmm.
has so many antioxidants, so many like other
Girl.
vitamins that are in smaller amounts. So like they only have the vitamin D, iron, potassium, and calcium listed in it. But these fruits are known to have selenium, magnesium, stuff like that, and then they don't even have that listed to even measure. So they probably didn't even measure,
Wow.
how much would be in it per serving. So it has 15 grams of sugar. Like most dried fruits, you're gonna find per serving are gonna be around 15 grams of sugar, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay because sugar in fruit is normal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to be sweet, and
Yeah.
they tend to have simple sugar, so your body is going to process the sugar immediately. If you're
Oh yeah.
awake, if you're thinking, if you're reading, if you're moving, that's the energy that your body is using right away. Your body is less likely to burn fat if you're not feeding it more calories to use. So don't starve yourself because that's
Right.
literally what you're doing. Your body is going to think it's starving and it's going to not burn what you have because it's like, oh, we don't know when our next meal is coming. Like this lady, she done lost her mind. She stopped
Right,
eating.
right,
So
right.
don't starve yourself. Make sure you're if you ooh, excuse me, if you're not feeling like you're super hungry, still grab you a snack, grab a healthy snack. Dried
Yeah.
fruit is one.
Yeah.
You want something that has readily accessible energy, like fruit has sugars, nuts have carbs, and other things, fiber, those that gets broken down as carbs and immediate energy, but it's a slower release, so it tends to regulate your blood sugar. So if you can get you a high fiber, high protein, low sugar snack, if it's
Mm-hmm.
fruit, like I said, it's going to have the sugar, but it's simple sugar, so your body is going to be able to process it quickly, and it's less likely that it'll store it as fat. Um, and make sure you're getting your green leafies in, because that's our number one source of fiber, outside of oats.
Right,
And
right.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
my rant for the day.
Hey, that's all right, sis. We
This is
already at
good.
102. So listen, amazing job today. Thank you so much for helping us to make healthier choices, showing us that, hey man, you don't got to use the same three vegetables. You can mix that thing on in. There's different ways to make it, fuller, different ways to give you the flavors that you're looking for without giving you all the extra stuff that you don't even need. So thank you so
And
much. Thank you, everybody,
preservatives.
for tuning in, watching, and we'll be back
Oh,
next
and
week. Oh,
and
thank
this
you.
meal,
Uh-huh.
like I said, I usually process my vegetables. I'll chop everything up and put them in bags. And the
Yeah.
greens, I'll leave in bags in the refrigerator longer until they start trying to wilt. And then because I already have them chopped up, I can just switch them to the freezer to preserve them longer. And then
Yeah.
when everything is already chopped up, it makes this meal 10 minutes, like tops, like
Right.
literally, and that's the
Right.
cooking time because everything is already
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do once we get off of here is go ahead and finish processing my vegetables I bought, and then now I have everything set up. So if I don't have the time, do it when you have the time. So when you don't have the time, you still have the nutrition available to you.
Yes. Yes. Seriously. And here's the thing, guys. The thing is, guys, make the time. Make the time. This is about your body. This is about your health. This is about your wealth. This is about you being
Yeah.
here. Make the time. Even if you have to prepare the day before. But again, just going through this fast, I've learned that you ain't gotta have nothing. You ain't even gotta eat for the day. Don't trip yourself up and like I gotta eat. No, you if it
Mm-mm.
push come to shove, if it's a choice between eating unhealthy foods and eating healthy the next day, choose the next day. But prepare
Mm-hmm.
the meals that's necessary with intent. Hey, foot. Hey, foot. Yeah, so we're gonna go
She
ahead and get out of
she's
here. We
ready to
thank you
close the
guys
chat. You
for
gonna
tuning
close
in,
it?
y'all. We'll be back next week. Doc, what we cooking next week? We on dinner, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, and I just picked up my salmon from Aldi, and they had a nice little sale. So we're doing the honey glazed salmon on
Honey
top of
glazed salmon.
quinoa with broccoli.
Yes,
So
and I
I'm
got my
excited. This was
broccoli
delicious.
because I think I was using it for a salad, but I should have enough. And I got my quinoa. So yes, like we in here. So tune in, we'll post the ingredients in the group. Go ahead if you guys want to cook with us next Saturday. Go ahead and get the ingredients so you guys can begin your journey of eating lawfully healthy. All right, y'all, we out of here. Rock truth, absolutely nothing at all, even in your meal plan. Peace.